Hey everybody, so this is the Rainbow Dragon deck. This started as a meme Kyurem deck where I was trying to Kyurem multiple times and I realized just Kyureming once is good enough. So to be able to make that happen, you just use this Dragonite that has the Hurricane Charge ability. So every turn you can freely attach a water and an electric energy. If this isn't set up, you have a Reshiram, which when it's in the active it accelerates a fire energy. And then that powers up your attackers. The most important one is the Kyurem. You want to talk about comeback mechanic, you want to talk about board wipe, this does it all. This is going to take 3 prizes, sometimes 2, and even 2 is fine. And it does 110 to 3 different things. So you can power this up in 1 turn or 2 turns and make them have the gust. Your other attackers in this deck are Regidrago, which is also just a good engine, Druddigon, and Drampa. So Druddigon does Revenge 160 for 2. And Drampa has 140 if you have if you have 2 or more different types. Well, we run 6 different types of energy. That's not going to be a problem. One of my favorite things about this deck is you have so many good starters. So you have the Regidrago, you have the Reshiram, and then you have Tatsugiri. Another really fun thing is we have the 2 ancient Pokemon. This is a proxy for Raging Bolt. My buddy Dr. Funko let me use his today. These you can power up with Sada. They're also just good attackers in themselves. And then with the Sada, you can run the multi-switch. So the multi-switch can do the energy accelerant to the ancient and then just put it into the active. Kind of similar to in standard how you had Roaring Moon with the water energies. This is nice though too because this can move special energy. So if your counter energy or your double dragon energy gets kind of stuck on something, you can move it back around. The other ways that you can accelerate things outside of just the Reshiram or the Dragonite is the fact that you have a lot of really strong supporters now. So there's a lot of ways to kind of keep the energy in play. Or in addition to these, you can Reshiram, Crispin, or Zinnia. What is Zinnia? It's kind of crazy. You can play this if one of your Dragon Pokemon were knocked out, and then you can attach 2 basic cards from your hand to one of your Dragon Pokemon. And well, honestly, pretty doable because we play Superior Energy Retrieval and Energy Retrieval and Training Court. So a lot of ways to get those if they're not just in your hand with something like a Professor's Letter. So you can get a Water and a Lightning with one of these. You get the free attachment. And then you can also Zinnia, that's 4. You can attach for turn. You can do a Reshiram, a Zinnia, or a Crispin, and then attach for turn. The attach for turn can be your double dragon energy or your counter energy. So you can easily just get a 4 or 5 energy turn. And that's really only necessary on the Reshiram turn. On the other ones, you might need to cheat 1 energy, 2 energy. Extremely doable. To be able to find those cards and to do it consistently, you want to run a little bit more supporters than what you normally see. And a Dragostop deck, famously pioneered by Lee Hoffman. And that's because this Tatsugiri wants to be live. So you have the Arven, Research, Iono, Lance, because it's really a Dragonite deck. You need to set him up. And then Sonia, which is kind of interesting. I wasn't really sure about this card, but I needed more hits off the Tatsugiri. And the fact that it can find the 2 energy is why I played over the Vessel or the Dragons. Because you really just need to set up your board in your first turn, and these 2 cards are good for that. You have the Guzma and the Colress Tenacity. If you ever play a mirror for some reason, make sure you don't play this. These get your Double Dragon, your counter energy, and your Stormy Mountains. That way you can just start cooking. The tools are also really important in this deck because you have Turbo Energize. This is something that you want to see on your first turn. So much, in fact, that we play Adventure Bag, which gets 2 tools from your deck to there. You also just want to make sure you have a pivot because the Reshiram, the Tatsugiri, and then also the Regidrago work really well with these. So that way you have a pivot every turn because so many things, just really to get going, need to either go to the bench or to be able to find your supporter for turn. Also on the tool side, we have the Wishful Baton. This, when the active that this is knocked out and attached to by damage, you can move 3 basics. So this you can put on your Kyurem if you need to set up the Kyurem in 2 plays. So that way if they gust it, at least it can go onto something else. It typically goes onto the Drampa, which can take any kind of energy. So just a really strong play. even if you don't have it on the Kyurem, you can put it on something like the Drampa and then move it on to a Regidrago, something like that. Some other ways to get recovery is Clara. This also counts as the energy recovery for the Dragonite. We can also get back to Kyurem, whatever your attacker is. And then the 2 stretchers, because they're to hand. So no super rods, just all the stretchers. Stormy Mountains, of course, and then we're also going to find things with Mysterious Treasure, signed by Lee Hoffman, Dragon Master. Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, Evolution Incense. This is the flex card. I felt like I needed it for consistency, but with only having one evolution line, which is crazy, right? This should be Hex Maniac, or maybe Rainbow Brush. This is a flex spot, though, I think. Pursuing Heavy Ball and Quick Ball. Getting into the techs, we have the one true staple of GLC, Versus Seeker, Max Elixir. This, you don't have a way to control your top deck, but when you play 11 basic energies, you're probably going to find one off the top 6 and make this live. Special Charge to get back the counter energy in the Double Dragon. Field Blower because the Kyurem math matters with the 110s, and Rare Candy for this fella. I probably should have done this in the beginning, but here's where it gets really funny. Your energy, 2 lightnings, you want to find it for the Dragonite, but also it works with your ancient guy, Raging Bolt, Mr. Longneck. 2 steals because you need them for the Kyurem. 2 waters. This is really good because it works for some of your attackers, but also gets accelerated with the Dragonite. The 2 fires for the Reshiram, and then also works with Drago and Koraidon. The 2 fighting. This is for your Koraidon, but also for your Raging Bolt. So this is like your good Sada energy. And then just a grass for the Regidrago. This doesn't come up too much, but I do like having it. Some other stuff you can consider are these. Earthen Vessel would be nice, and would be nice just for like more hand disruption into the late game. Turbo Patch, kind of cheesy. Maybe if you don't play the Dragonite. I was trying to get away from coin flip stuff. I like the Dragonite better. Battle Compressor is good to kind of burn these. I kind of like Carmine, and then Rainbow Brush. This could also be instead of the Evolution Incense, but I think I like Hex the most. Alright, this deck has a lot of different ways it can go, but I think it actually has legs now that's not just a Turbo Kyurem. It's a Dragon deck that can attack with Kyurem, but then also has Beat Sticks. So I'm curious to see what other people do with this deck. We should have a lot of people cooking with kind of, I don't know what you would call this, Rainbow Dragon. It's not really Turbo Stop anymore. I'm not playing the flip stuff or even Pokestop, but just a whole different Dragon deck. And that's the fun thing about these new sets, is there's a lot of different ways you can play these cards. Thank you guys for watching, and keep cooking.